I got shredded, I got really lean, I was really happy with it, but I did the worst thing I could possibly do. It's go time. This is week 3 of the reverse diet. In the last video that we shot about this, it was like immediately post-show. It was like my first workout back in the gym. Now, I've got a few weeks under my belt. We got some more calories, 1,000 more calories actually, which we're gonna update you on soon. We've added calories, we've dropped cardio. Things have changed, health is better, performance is better. I'm feeling amazing. We're gonna give you a full update on what I've done during the reverse diet, why it's going so well, and I'm gonna give you the 5 main things that I have done during this reverse. But first, I'm gonna wrap up this work I've been doing, drink some of this pre-workout, which shout out to Get Raw. This is the non-stim. I try to save myself from too much caffeine because I already drink way too many Rockstars every day. So the non-stim pump. And then today is a cardio and abs day, so I'm just gonna do the EAAs. You really don't need amino acids, but I like sipping on something. Head over to Get Raw or Revive MD. Coupon code TAILORED will save you some money on that stuff. I'm gonna slam this down and we're gonna start with some ab training. One thing I really wanted to focus on after seeing my stage shots, which we should probably pull up on the screen. When I got on stage, I noticed that, and this is what I noticed last time too, my abs just genetically don't pop out. It's just, I can get really lean and really flat. Vascular, it's great, but they don't pop. So one thing I'm really focusing on is implementing more abs. So I'm training abs about 3 to 4 times a week, higher frequency, low volumes. That way I'm just touching them throughout the week and getting it done. So we're gonna start with glute ham raise, reverse crunches. This is gonna work on a lot of trunk stability and a lot of transverse abdominis, so that intramuscular abdominals. All right, so on this guy, basically what we're doing is exactly what it's called, a reverse plank. I'm gonna go back like I'm doing a sit-up, but I'm gonna stop halfway and just plank out and just hold it there, creating as much abdominal tension as I can. I'm just gonna hold it for as long as I can. Stop right before I start cramping up. Oh, I don't do as well as a lot of people with abs. Oh, I feel like they cramp out pretty easily. I was kind of alluding to in the beginning, you know, we're 3 weeks out from stage at this point. My progress photos right now are showing that I'm really filling out well. We've added 1,000 calories to the diet since show, basically. Obviously during the peak week, you bring calories up a little bit, fill out with carbs. So the week before peak week, before my show, I was, my lowest calories were 1,700, and my lowest weigh-in was 158 right before stage. And I was doing 7 days a week of 50 minutes of low intensity cardio. As of this week, my calories are at 2,700, so 1,000 calories up. My cardio is at 7 days a week at 30 minutes. We're adjusting it to 25 minutes. So we added 1,000 calories. And my weight's only up 5 pounds. So I was at 163 this week, and I'm just filling out. I still look really lean. I feel really good. And I'm prioritizing some specific things, 5 specific things, and they're the things I use with my clients as well when they're reverse dieting, which I'm gonna share here in a bit. The reason I was so motivated during this one is because the first time I jumped on stage was in 2014, and it was a great experience. I got shredded, I got really lean, I was really happy with it, but I did the worst thing I could possibly do. I went right onto a cruise, all you can eat and drink, and I gained a ton of weight back. Literally just watched my abs wash away. I gained weight. I took down my mirrors, I stopped weighing in. It really, really fucked with my head. When you work so hard to gain, to build muscle and to get shredded on any diet, let alone being on stage or not, and you gain all that weight back because you don't know how to reverse diet properly, it just crushes you mentally, emotionally, physically. You're not motivated. And it took me a lot to get back in the gym, do what I needed to do. I was also a trainer, so I had to show up, but it sent me down a rabbit hole of knowledge and studying. And that's actually how I learned about metabolic adaptation, reverse diet, all that stuff. And it motivated me to become a nutrition coach. So I am who I am today because I reverse dieted improperly, gained a bunch of weight, and got motivated through that setback to become a nutrition coach and start my company and do what we do. It's a blessing in disguise, but that is why you need to keep watching and listen to these tips, because if you don't do the reverse diet right, you're not gonna be happy. It's gonna screw yourself. All right, we got one more set of this. 2 sets today, that's it. Doesn't sound like much, but it is. And when we're doing abs, again, low frequency or high frequency and low volume, make sure we're having those touch points and not overdoing the core training. Oh! So much harder than it looks. I want those washboard abs. All right, moving on from the glute ham, reverse plank into some sit-ups. So we're looking at spinal flexion now. And I'm gonna let my abs still uncramp because I don't know what it is, but it crushes me. I'm terrible at ab exercises. Hence why I have super flat abs on stage and I need to work on them. But I wanna give my first couple tips for the reverse diet. So the reason why right out the gate I was so successful with the reverse diet, I didn't gain a bunch of weight, and this is always, always, always the most important thing. And it's kind of 2 steps into one, and that's to have a plan. If you don't have a plan for after the plan, i.e. a reverse diet, you're gonna screw yourself over because you get finished with the one goal and then you don't know how to sustain it. You don't know what the next step is, right? And you just go back to eating normal, and that isn't a recipe for gaining weight. So make sure you go into the diet with a post-diet plan. Make sure you go on stage with a post-stage plan. And the next step, which is the biggest key of that plan, is to not stock up on treats and goodies. I can't tell you how many competitors screw themselves over by doing this. They go on stage, and when they leave stage, they go to their car in the parking lot or their bag, and they already got like their favorite flavor of Oreos and then some like snacks here and then some candy that they've been missing, maybe a 6-pack of beer, whatever it is. They have all this stuff waiting for them because they've been fantasizing about food. That is a very unhealthy relationship to create with yourself and with dieting, with your body. The best thing you can do, and especially because most shows end late at night, is plan nothing after the show. Maybe go out and get a dinner or something with friends. But even better, what I did is I went home and I had a good home-cooked meal. And we had Tuscany chicken with rice cooked in chicken broth, vegetable, like it tastes amazing, very filling. And then I had a protein-based creamy ice cream thing. Satisfied my hunger, and I waited till the next day to have my first cheat meal. And that duration of time of waiting changed the way I started my reverse diet because I didn't fall victim to the binges right away. I gave myself a night, I satisfied myself with whole foods, and then I went into that. Big, big, big key and the best way to start your reverse diet. Now, let's crush my abs again. But what I'm trying to do is essentially, when I go back to the floor, I'm hyperextending over this so that I stretch the abdominal wall, right? So a lot of people don't understand why you do the ab bar, why you would use this. But if you think about, we talk about the stretch shortening cycle. In some of my videos, talk about the stretching of the muscle and how that's the best way to build muscle, right? If my bicep is in a fully stretched position, when I go all the way to the bottom, hyperextend my shoulder back and even rotate in, like doing an incline bench hammer curl, for example. Well, the abs are a muscle too. So if I'm gonna build my abs, I need to train them like a bicep or a quad or anything, and I wanna stretch the muscle at the end range of an exercise. So during a sit-up, I wanna flare my rib cage and actually hyperextend my back. Using this allows me to do that easier, and then I wanna round my spine as much as possible. When I round my spine, I can compress my rib cage and actually shorten the muscle all the way. That's why I'm not even using weight and my abs are cramping. Like, I mean, again, my abs cramp easy because I have weak abs, but This helps me get that full range of motion to go through the full cycle of stretch shortening for the muscle, because the abs are muscle. Abs aren't built in the kitchen. They're just revealed in the kitchen. They're built in the gym. You gotta train them like a muscle, and then you diet to lose the fat that's in front of them, and then you can see them. One more set. Oh. All done, just 2 exercises. I typically alternate between some kind of crunch exercise and then some kind of leg raise exercise, trying to bring my shoulders to my pelvis, basically shoulders to hips, or my hips to my shoulders, rounding that spine on one of them, and then some kind of stability one. So 2 sets of each, 2 exercises. I'll do that 3 to 4 times a week. Now I'm gonna jump into cardio, which is point number 3 actually. Thing that I make sure clients do, what I've done that has helped me be successful and stay lean, is keep cardio in. A lot of times people get down their show and they're like, no more cardio. I hate cardio. I'm doing 50 minutes a day like I was. I'm just gonna cut it out. That's a mistake. Your body can't adapt that quickly. So instead of me going from 50 minutes, 7 days a week to I hate cardio, I'm not doing it at all, I went from 50 minutes and slowly dropped it. I went from 50 minutes to 30 minutes, but I kept it 7 days a week. 10% incline, 3.5 speed on the same treadmill is what I'm doing, and it standardizes it so we know the adjustments are accurate. When you do some cardio, it allows you to keep calories higher. Brad Schoenfeld cited this in one of his books, actually. Dr. Brad Schoenfeld, who's like the leader in the world of hypertrophy research. There was a study on rodents, and they showed a significantly less, so a significant decrease in abdominal fat storage with the rodents who were doing aerobic exercise on a regular basis. That's also why a lot of runners don't hold a lot of fat around their gut. So if we want to make sure we stay lean or keep our waist tight post-diet, post-show, keeping some cardio in, even into the off-season while doing strength training for building muscle, you're going to a gaining phase, is really important and smart to do. So I'm gonna keep some in because I want to be able to increase my calories higher first, because I want more food, build muscle, and there's a potential of less fat storage around the core and midsection by keeping cardio in. One of the biggest things I prioritize, which is one of the tips of this video today, is to prioritize health and recovery. The way I always look at this, and I've said this a bunch of times, and I've always been this way with everything, my business, my family, being a husband and being a coach and being a physique athlete or anything, is I have a pro mentality. It's like, what would a pro do? And so for recovery, I'm not gonna just, I gotta make sure I get good sleep. No, you have to make sure you're getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I make sure that I'm literally tracking and monitoring my blood pressure and blood glucose a couple times a week. I'm tracking biofeedback, like my sleep, digestion, my stress levels, mood, clarity, mentally. I'm looking at my recovery, my delayed onset muscle soreness. I'm going to an infrared sauna once every 1 to 2 weeks. I'm doing a sports massage once a month, and I book these out in advance. So coming into that post-show period, I'm listing out what can I do to optimize my recovery, and even for the things I gotta schedule appointments for, like the infrared sauna or the massage, I'm scheduling them out 2 to 3 months in advance. So I'm prioritizing those things. I'm taking supplements and vitamins and minerals for my heart health, my kidney health, my liver health, my digestive health, my stress and mental health, everything I can, right? I'm looking at my diet and getting as many micronutrient dense foods as I can. Point being, if you're not managing your health, you're gonna have a hard time managing your physique, because the physical will follow the physiological. The physiological is your health. So I wanna protect my gut, my immune system, my hormones, and because of that, as a byproduct, my physique is gonna develop easier, but also better. Wrapping up now, finished up some work, browse around on YouTube. But the last tip is to not change too much, especially with your foods. People go from eating a bodybuilding style diet, clean foods, oats, rice, whole grains, fruits, veggies, lean meats, and then they're like, oh, okay, now I can have more flexible foods. So they start eating more packaged foods. They start eating more restaurant out meals, all of which are fine in a flexible diet in moderation, but they're highly inaccurate when tracking or measuring. In fact, if you go to Chipotle, Mike behind the counter doesn't give a shit about your macros. He's not weighing or measuring anything for you. You have no idea what that actually is. And so if we keep eating the same foods and just increase the total amount of foods we're eating, so more oats per meal, more rice per meal, more olive oil, avocado, salmon, whatever fats you're using, egg yolks, not only are we gonna be healthier because we're getting good foods, but the consistency and accuracy of your tracking is so dialed in that you are sure you're staying within that range. Your body is sensitive at this point. Later on when you're at maintenance, your maintenance calories range and fluctuate, and you can be more flexible with your exact targets. But during this period of time, you need to be more sensitive with it because your body's in a sensitive place. And therefore, the more accurate you can be during the reverse, the more likely it is that you're not going to gain weight. It's not always easy. You need some willpower and discipline, but I promise you, if you increase your calories, your cravings, the urges to binge, your temptations, your metabolism, your hormones, they will all improve because the calories go up. Because the food choices have nothing to do with it. It's the calories. So if you do it right with the right foods, you're getting the health and you're increasing the calories, which reverse those symptoms, and you're sure it's gonna happen because you're accurate and on point. All right, my cardio's done. That's the last tip for you. My goal is to make sure that you do the reverse diet properly. If you like this video, hit the like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you guys being here. We're gonna continue this reverse dieting journey, sharing everything I do, all my results, and how I'm getting those every single episode. So we'll see you next time.